Let's go Ravens. Things are hot behind the scenes, and a new signing has caught the attention of fans and analysts alike. Today is a big day, and we'll definitely have more updates coming soon. Before I tell you all the details, make sure you've already hit the like button, but only do so if you've been a Baltimore Ravens fan for over 20 years. It's great to see fans of all ages. If possible, comment something like, "My heart is purple and black." Now let's get to the point. The Baltimore Ravens just made a move that will have the entire NFL talking for weeks. DeAndre Hopkins, one of the most dominant wide receivers of the last decade, is now a Raven. And if you think this is just another veteran signing, you might want to think again. This move has the potential to reshape the Ravens' offense in a way that could make them even more lethal in 2024. Hopkins isn't the same player who once torched defenses as a member of the Houston Texans, making impossible catches seem routine. But make no mistake, he can still play. And in Baltimore, he doesn't have to be the number one option. Think about it. Zay Flowers, Rashad Bateman, Mark Andrews, if healthy, Isaiah Likely, and now DeAndre Hopkins. Oh, and let's not forget the wrecking ball in the backfield, Derrick Henry. This offense is suddenly stacked, and defensive coordinators will have nightmares trying to cover all of those weapons while also containing Lamar Jackson. Hopkins' journey to Baltimore has been a long time coming. There was a time when he was arguably the best receiver in the league, excelling in route running, contested catches, and just being that guy you could trust in any situation. But after a rocky stint with the Arizona Cardinals and a brief time with the Tennessee Titans and Kansas City Chiefs, Hopkins' stock has dropped a bit. However, one thing that stands out about the Ravens is their ability to revive careers. Just look at what they did with Kyle Van Noy, brought in as a midseason pickup, and he ends up producing double-digit sacks. Or take Derrick Henry, who many thought was on the decline before coming to Baltimore. Suddenly, he's back to being one of the best running backs in the league. Could the same happen for Hopkins? This isn't just about what Hopkins brings as a player, it's also about his leadership and experience. Rashad Bateman, still trying to fully establish himself as a go-to target, will now get to learn from a veteran who has seen it all. Zay Flowers, coming off a strong sophomore season, will have another experienced voice guiding him. And what about Tez Walker? The rookie wideout has immense potential, and having Hopkins in the locker room could help accelerate his development. And then there's Lamar Jackson. Remember a couple of years ago when there were reports that Lamar wanted either Odell Beckham Jr. or DeAndre Hopkins? He ended up getting OBJ at the time, but now he finally has Hopkins as well. This is a quarterback who has won 2 MVPs, and now he has even more weapons than ever before.
Hopkins may not be in his prime, but as a third receiving option, that's dangerous. The best part? The contract. Baltimore is bringing in Hopkins on a 1-year deal worth $5 million, with incentives pushing it up to $6 million. That's a bargain for someone who can still produce. So what can we expect? Realistically, Hopkins isn't here to put up 1,200 yards and be the dominant number one receiver he once was. But 600 to 700 yards? 6 or 7 touchdowns? That's absolutely within reach, and that kind of production could be the missing piece for the Ravens' passing attack. This move signals something bigger. The Ravens are all in. They saw what worked last season, and they're doubling down. With Derrick Henry leading the ground game and a deep, talented receiving core, Todd Monken's offense just became even more versatile. The days of relying solely on tight ends and a run-heavy attack are long gone. This is a team built to attack defenses in multiple ways, and Hopkins is another piece that makes them even more dangerous. But now, I want to hear from you. Is this the move that finally puts the Ravens' offense over the top? What do you expect from Hopkins in this system? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And here's where things get really interesting. How does DeAndre Hopkins actually fit into the Ravens' offense? And what does this mean for Lamar Jackson? Let's break it down. For years, the Ravens have been a run-heavy team, and that's not changing with Derrick Henry in the backfield. But what is changing is how this team can attack defenses through the air. Last year, Todd Monken's offense proved to be a massive step forward in balancing the Ravens' passing and rushing attack. Zay Flowers became an instant star. Rashad Bateman, while inconsistent, showed flashes of why he was a first-round pick. And Mark Andrews, when healthy, remained a dominant force. But now, adding Hopkins into the mix brings something that's been missing, an ultra-reliable possession receiver who thrives in contested catch situations. Think about some of the biggest issues in Baltimore's passing game over the years. Drops in critical moments, inconsistent hands from receivers. That's not DeAndre Hopkins. He has some of the best hands in the NFL, and while he may not be the deep threat he once was, his ability to make plays on short and intermediate routes will be crucial. Lamar now has a guy he can trust on 3rd and 6 when the pocket collapses. A guy he can throw to in the red zone who will fight for the ball. A guy who knows how to work the sidelines and make the tough grabs that keep drives alive. And that brings us to Lamar Jackson. We know what he's capable of. 2 MVPs, a skill set that makes him one of the most dangerous quarterbacks in NFL history, and now, he finally has a supporting cast that matches his talent level. If the Ravens were this good last year, what happens now that they've upgraded the offense even further? The key to making this all work will be Todd Monken's ability to distribute the ball. And here's where the challenge comes in. How do you keep everyone happy? Last year, the offense revolved around a few key players, but now, there are even more mouths to feed. Mark Andrews is returning from injury. Isaiah likely proved he's a legitimate weapon. Zay Flowers will demand a bigger role. Bateman wants to prove he belongs. Derrick Henry is going to get his touches. And now you add DeAndre Hopkins? That's a lot of firepower, but also a lot of personalities and expectations to manage. Monken addressed this exact issue in an interview, and his answer was perfect. When asked how he'd handle multiple stars wanting the ball, he said, "I would love that opportunity." That tells you everything you need to know. This offense is being built for firepower, and the Ravens are embracing it. They don't just want to win, they want to dominate. And let's not overlook what this means for the team as a whole. Hopkins brings veteran leadership. He brings experience. He brings playoff knowledge. This is a guy who has been through the battles, who knows what it takes to win big games. Younger players like Zay Flowers and Tez Walker will have a front row seat to learning from one of the best route technicians in the league. That's invaluable. And here's something to think about. This move shows that the Ravens are done playing it safe. For years, the criticism of this team has been that they were too conservative in building around Lamar, that they relied too much on their defense and run game instead of giving him elite weapons. That's not the case anymore. This is a statement move. This is the Ravens saying, we're coming for that Super Bowl. Now, let's talk expectations. What's realistic for Hopkins in this offense? Let's assume he stays healthy. What kind of production are we looking at? Last season with the Titans, he put up 1,057 yards and 7 touchdowns. But that was as their primary target. In Baltimore, his role will be different. He won't be expected to carry the passing game. Instead, he'll be used strategically, situationally, to maximize his impact. A fair projection? Somewhere between 600 to 750 yards, with 6 to 8 touchdowns. That may not sound like a lot, but in an offense as balanced as Baltimore's, that could be the difference in key games. It's not about putting up crazy stats. It's about making plays when they matter most. And Hopkins is built for those moments. So what's next? Training camp is going to be fascinating. We'll get to see how quickly Hopkins builds chemistry with Lamar, how he meshes with the other receivers, and how Monken plans to use him in different packages. And of course, there's the question of jersey numbers. What number will he wear? But now, I want to hear from you. Ravens fans, is this the move that takes this offense to another level? Do you think Hopkins will outperform expectations? Or do you have concerns about how he'll fit in? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And here's one more thing to consider. How will defenses react to this move?